Hi, I'm going to introduce the segments from Unit 8 to 19. My name is Roddy Martinez from up subject English technical English. Unit 8 processing. A. The processor. The processor, also called the CPU or central processing unit, is the brain of your computer. In PC, it is built into a single chip, a small piece of silicon with a complex electrical circuit called an integrated circuit that executes instructions and coordinates the activities of all other units. Three typical parts or three typical parts are the control unit, which examines instructions from memory and executes them. The arithmetic and logic units, which perform arithmetic and logical operations. The registers, high-speed unit of memory used to store and control data. The speed of a processor is measured in gigahertz. Thus, a CPU running at 4 gigahertz can make about 4,000 million calculations a second. Internal clock sends out signals at fixed interval to measure and synchronize, synchronize the flow of data. The main circuit board is known as the motherboard. This contains the CPU, the memory chips, expansion slots, and controllers for peripherals connected by internal pulses or parts that carry electronic signals. For example, the front side bus carry all data that pass from the CPU to other devices. Expansion slots. Expansion slots allow allow you to install expansion cards which provide extra function. Example, a video card or a modem. Laptops have PC cards the size of a credit card which add features like sound, memory, and network capabilities. Dice que el procesador, también llamado CPU o central de unidad de procesamiento, es el cerebro de una computadora. En la PC está integrado un solo chip, una pequeña pieza de silicón con un circuito eléctrico complejo llamado circuito integrado, que ejecuta instrucciones y coordina las actividades de todas las demás unidades. Este se divide en tres típicas partes, las cuales la unidad de control, que examina las instrucciones de la memoria y las ejecuta. La unidad aritmética y lógica, ALU, que realiza operaciones aritméticas y lógicas. Los registros, unidades de memoria de alta velocidad que se utilizan para almacenar y controlar los datos. La velocidad de un procesador se mide en gigahercios, por lo tanto una CPU que funciona a 4 GHz puede hacer unos 4.000 millones de cálculos por segundo. Un reloj interno envía señales a intervalos fijos para medir y sincronizar el flujo de datos. La placa de circuito principal se conoce como placa base. Esta contiene la CPU, los chips de memoria, las ranuras de expansión y controladores para periféricos, conectados por buses internos o caminos que llevan señales electrónicas. Por ejemplo, el frente del bus lateral transporta todos los datos que pasan de la CPU a otros dispositivos. Eh, Part B, RAM and ROM. When you run a program, the CPU looks for it on the hard disk and transfer a copy into the RAM, random access memory. Is temporary or volatile, that is, it holds data while your PC is working on it. But these losses, ¿cómo se dice? Losses. But loses this data when the power is switched off. However, ROM, read-only memory, is permanent and contains instructions needed by the CPU. The BIOS, basic input-output system, use ROM to control communication with peripherals. For example, this drive. The amount of RAM determines the number of programs you can run simultaneously and how fast they operate. It can be expanded by adding extra RAM chips. Dice que RAM, que cuando ejecuta un programa, la CPU lo busca en el disco duro y transfiere una copia al kernel. A la RAM, perdón. Es temporal o volátil, o sea, es decir, que contiene datos mientras su PC está trabajando en él, pero pierde estos datos cuando se apaga el dispositivo. Sin embargo, la ROM es permanente y contiene las instrucciones que necesita. La CPU, la BIOS, sistema básico de entrada y salida, utiliza ROM para controlar comunicación con periféricos, como por ejemplo unidades de disco. La cantidad de RAM determina la cantidad de programas que puede ejecutar simultáneamente y qué tan rápido operan. Eso se puede ampliar agregando chips de RAM adicionales. Units of memory, part C. Units of memory. The electronic circuits in computers detect the difference between two states on the current passes through. The current pass through or off. The current doesn't. They represent these states as 1 or 0. Each 1 or 0 is called a binary digit or bit. Bits are grouped into 8-digit codes that typically represents characters, letters, numbers, and symbols. 8 bits together are called a byte. For example, 01000001 is used for the character A. Computer use a standard code called ASCII for the binary representation of characters. In order to avoid complex calculation of bytes, we use bigger units. A kilobyte is 1024 bytes. As a megabyte is 1024 kilobytes. A gigabyte is 1024 megabytes, and a terabyte is 1024 gigabytes. We use the unit to describe the RAM memory, the operating capacity of disk, and the size of a program of document. la parte C en español dice que los circuitos electrónicos de las computadoras detectan la diferencia entre dos estados, encendido, la corriente pasa, o apagado, que la corriente no lo hace. Ellos representan estos estados como 1 o 0. Cada 1 o 0 se llama dígito o bit binario. Los bits se agrupan en códigos de 8 dígitos que normalmente representan caracteres, letras, números y símbolos. 8 bits juntos se denominan como byte, como por ejemplo 01000001. Se usa para el carácter A. Las computadoras usan un código estándar llamado ASCII para la representación binaria de personajes. Para evitar cálculos complejos de byte, utilizamos unidades más grandes. Un kilobyte, que es igual a 1024 bytes. Un megabyte, que es igual a 1024 kilobytes. Un gigabyte es equivalente a 1024 megabytes. Un terabyte es igual a 1024 gigabytes, los cuales usamos esta unidad para describir la memoria RAM, la capacidad operativa de los discos y el tamaño de un programa o documento. Ahí hay un ejemplo de lo que es un bit o un ejemplo de un byte. Exercise from Unit 8. Exercise 8.1. Look at A and B opposite, then match the sentence beginnings 1 to 6 with the correct endings A to F. 1. The CPU processes data and the CPU processes data and coordinates the other parts of the computer. 2. The control unit is the part of the CPU that controls the way instructions are executed. The arithmetic and logic unit is able to make calculations, add, subtract, and multiply, and divide. Okay. The registers are high-speed storage are within the CPU. Data contained in RAM is lost when the computer is turned off. 6. Raw memory can only be read. B. You can make change to it. Exercise 8.2. Solve the clues and complete the puzzle with words from the opposite page. 1. Intel chips are used in many computers. 2. Each 0 or 1 is called a bit short for binary digits. 3. Special cards can be inserted into expansion slots. 4. A clock controls the timing within the PC by sending signals to synchronize its circuits and operations. 5. The processor speed is measured in gigahertz. 6. Buses carry signals between different parts of a PC. 7. Expansion improve the computer's performance. 8. The BIOS used to control the input-output of data. 9. The main print circuit board is called the motherboard. Puzzle. 1. Chips. 2. Binary. 3. Slots. 4. Clock. 6. Gigahertz. 6. Boost. 7. Expansion. 8. BIOS. 9. Motherboard. Exercise 8.3. 8.3. Read this product description and answer the question below. 1. How fast is the CPU? It runs at 2.4 GHz. 2. Which term is used to describe the CPU data bus front size? 3. How much RAM does the computer have? 1024 megabytes. 4. Can you add extra RAM chips? How many? Yes, RAM can be expanded up to 4 gigabytes. Exercise 8.4. Look at the opposite. Fill in the blanks with the correct unit of memory. 1. 1 byte represents 1 character. 2. 1 kilobyte represents 1024 characters about a small page of text. 3. 1 megabyte represents about 1 million characters about the text of a small book. 4. 1 gigabyte represents about 1,000 million characters about 1,000 books. 5. 1 terabyte represents about 1,000 million characters, about 1 million books in a big library.